Today, we're talking about what versus how. There seems to be a lot of confusion around the two terms, what and how. For example, if somebody asked me, all right, Jonathan, how do I make $1 million? They're not actually asking how to do it. What they really want to know is, what do I have to do in order to get the $1 million? So most often when people are asking how, they're actually meaning what. It's like, what specific steps do I need to take in order to get this outcome? They're almost never concerned with the attitude or the way in which those options or those steps are taken. So a lot of people are mostly focused on the what of something, and that manifests a lot in the martial arts world because most often people go, all right, what would you do in this case? What would you do in that case? What would you do if somebody got you into a headlock? What would you do if somebody got you into a rear naked choke? What would you do with a hook? What would you do with a straight jab? Right? They come up with all of these 1,000 different situations that are entirely hypothetical, and for any one, you would have to know everything about the situation to give them an intelligent response. You would need to know the opponent's vector. You would have to know how many opponents there were. Is it daylight? Is it night? Are your kids there? Is your family involved? Is it just you? Is it a deserted road? You would need to know every single extenuating circumstance and detail about the interaction before you could give an intelligent answer to that. So the fact that the what questions are so dependent on the context that you don't know anything about, the what questions are almost always useless. However, they're the easiest to talk the most about. So again, if you go back to the video about the internal versus external, the external situation is the what, and it's pretty easy to measure that and to quantify it, so that way you can talk about it. But the inside, the internal, is the how. That's the real question that matters, because the answer to everything is, how should you do everything? Well, there pretty much is an answer to that, and that is with relaxed engagement. You shouldn't be tense, you shouldn't resist, you should be free to move, right? And anytime you try to strengthen up, you're actually just fighting yourself and giving outside forces something to act on. And it's not an aloofness, it's not a disconnection with life, it is a total integration with your existence and place in the universe. So step one, learn how to just stand and be where you are. Then be free to move without artificially limiting your own options. And to do that, you need to be able to relax and stay in the moment, in the present moment, stay engaged. And that is how you should do anything. If you have your own thoughts or questions, comments, or concerns, I would love to hear about them. Wherever you're seeing this, drop a comment below and let me know what you think.